In this video, we will do an introduction to Pulsar for Salesforce running the Salesforce Field Service solution, also known as SFS. First, some background. Pulsar by Luminix is an app which provides mobile access to the Salesforce Field Service solution, or SFS, even when disconnected. The app works on mobile devices running iOS, Android, and Windows 10 or newer. You can download Pulsar from the App Store. Once installed, open Pulsar and log in using your Salesforce credentials. Once you log in, the data sync begins to your mobile device. When the sync completes, you are ready to use Pulsar. Let's listen to a recording made by the Luminix CEO while she demonstrates how the app works.
The out-of-the-box UI too should be familiar to you. For example, I'm clicking on this little calendar icon on the top right. And out of the box, it shows the default configuration, 45 days in the past and future, that can be configured using the field service settings or Pulsar settings. And if you click on a date where you see the little white dot, by the way, this navigation and UI should be familiar to you if you already use Salesforce Field Service. And I'm going to click on this service appointment, and you see the same UI that you would have seen in Salesforce Field Service, right? So it has the products, any of the products you've consumed, or if you have products required that you've specified, that will show up here. And then the details of the work order, and then the related list of the work order. So all of that is pretty much similar to what you would expect. And if you wanted to, by the way, you could hide some of these sections. And our configuration customization supports that out of the box. The Wiki page for how to run field service within Pulsar covers that part. And all of the quick actions and flows that you've configured already on the back end, and they're running on SFS Mobile, they will automatically show up here. So far, you don't have to rewrite for any of that to work within Pulsar. And also there's the service report functionality. For example, in this org, we have the service report behind a flow, service report flow. So I'm going to invoke that flow. Here is the service report. And the beauty of Pulsar, by the way, it lets you sign, preview, sign, and generate the PDF file completely offline. And this is a serious use case for some of our customers, right? Because the user is in the field and they need to print and hand the service report off to the customer. So just keep in mind that we have that capability to do that completely offline as well. And then the inventory tab, here you go. You have all of the inventory. We do support multi-location. And if you have product requests, you can access those and product request list views. And a quick word about that, right? So we are building this SFS skin to run within Pulsar, and it's using metadata from Salesforce, basically. And the SFS link on our wiki talks about that. How does it know what fields show here, right? We're not hard coding these. We're following Salesforce's implementation guidelines. Their product team works with us to let us know what shows up here. So for example, this is driven from the search layout, from product requests, right? And on the schedule screen, again, I think these are fields from the search layouts. And if you go to the overview screen, if you have the compact layout, those are the fields that show up here. So all of the metadata is driven from Salesforce configuration. And when our app syncs, that configuration is synced to the app. And if you made changes, it's always in sync with the app. And then the other familiar screen is the profile screen. As you can see, here are the resource absences. And global actions, by the way, will show up. Global quick actions will show up on appropriate places. And then if you wanted to go look at the timesheets, So this should all be familiar to you, and we can go look at a particular timesheet, and it'll show all of the timesheet entries logged into that timesheet. And you can create timesheet entries from there. So that's standard functionality out of the box within Pulsar. Not only do we support out of the box SFS UI here, we can actually allow customers and partners to write custom screens. For example, a bunch of our customers said, I'd like to add more sections or my own custom sections to service appointment, right? So, and you can see we have those examples here. For example, you see this graph right there. This is just to demonstrate that we can run custom code within embedded into our app. This custom code is written in HTML and JavaScript. And then in terms of synchronization, if you're online connected to a network, the changes you're making on the app go directly to Salesforce. Otherwise, you will see them get registered in the local database. For example, let me just quickly make a change, a new event, right? And let's just save it, right? So you see how that now it has that one local change to sync. And if I sync now, that's when it's actually pushing to the server. But if I happen to be offline and I have the network connection, that event would have been already directly created in Salesforce. And then a few things, extra things that I want to mention is that we can support millions of records offline in the local database. So for use cases where you need a lot of data completely offline, available offline, we're a great solution for it. And then the other thing is we support files offline too, because I know that's important to some of the field service customers. So if I go to, you can set up the configuration, sync configuration, the files to be synced for what objects. But if you, let's say the dispatcher created a work order and they've attached 2 files to that work order, and the files contain instructions on the work order or instructions on how to do the job, they're readily available even when you're completely offline. So that's a quick summary of what Pulsar does and how it does the Salesforce Field Service application within Pulsar.
Thank you for watching. For more information, visit our website at luminexinc.com or send an email to sales@luminexinc.com.